What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2007 movie Alvin and the Chipmunks. This movie follows Dave Seville, played by Jason Lee, who is a struggling songwriter, and he writes a song and takes it to his friend who is a record producer, which I don't even know why he's friends with him. This guy is a really big douchebag. His friend's name is Ian, and everything he takes it, he pretty much tells Dave that his song sucks and has him leave the office and stuff. And on his way out, three chipmunks who are in a Christmas tree that we see being cut down at the beginning of the movie jump into his basket and end up at his house. And at first he's shocked and stuff because they can talk and stuff, and he ends up putting them outside and they start to sing, and he realizes that they could be his ticket to songwriting and stuff. So he writes a song for them to sing and takes them to Ian, and at first they're shy and don't want to sing in front of him, and after they see how upset Dave is and stuff by it, they go to him and sing and get the record deal, and they shoot to stardom, and Ian manipulates them into thinking that Dave doesn't want anything to do with them and wants them to move out of his house, and that he doesn't like them. So they end up going to stay with Ian, and he overworks them and makes them miserable and stuff, and they're wanting to figure out a way to get back to Dave, and Dave is trying to find a way to get them back. And that's pretty much the story of the movie. It's pretty sad. I pretty much know this story by heart. I used to watch this movie all the time as a teenager. I was 15 when this movie came out, and pretty much older than the audience it was aimed for, but for some reason I just absolutely loved this movie back then. And I still enjoy it. I think it's still pretty good. It does feel really dated, you can tell that this movie came out in the late 2000s. It had that late 2000s feel to it, but I think I enjoy it because of that stuff now too, because of nostalgia and stuff too. But it is a fun movie. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a great movie or anything, but I enjoy it quite a bit. Jason Lee is pretty good as Dave. I think he does a pretty good job in here, and I know a lot of people say he looks miserable and stuff in the movies and stuff, but this one you could tell he was trying and that he was having fun. I don't think he really was as miserable in this one as maybe some of the sequels, but Justin Long, Matthew Gray Gubler, and Jesse McCartney do the voices of Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, and they're all really great as the characters. You can't really tell that it's them because they have the squeaky voices and stuff. Although Matthew Gray Gubler, you can tell it's him. Like just the way he talks, it has that sound. You can tell it's him. If you've watched Criminal Minds and stuff, you'd know what I mean. But they're all really good. And when they're singing and stuff, when Jesse McCartney's singing as Theodore, you can tell it's him because it sounds just like him, except his voice is speed up to make him sound squeaky. But I think they're all pretty good in here. Really, the only casting that I thought was kind of bad was David Cross as Ian. Ian is a really big douchebag. Like I said, I don't get why Dave would have been friends with him to begin with, and he just isn't a very likable dude. And everything, he manipulates the chipmunks into thinking Dave hates them, and then he overworks them and pretty greedy and everything. I wouldn't say he's evil, because they consider him evil in the movie, but I don't think he is, because I mean, he's more of just a jerk. I don't really like him in this movie, but I think David Cross his performance is hilariously bad. He didn't want to do this movie. I think he only I think he had mentioned before that he only did this because he was needing the money to pay off something. So he did it for that reason, and I don't think he's as bad in this one though as he is some of the other movies in the series. But you can, if you know going in there that he didn't want to be in it, you can kind of tell it. And the music in here, I used to have the soundtrack to this on CD, and I used to listen to it way too much. I like had it on repeat a lot. I love the music in here. Like, I love like the original versions of the Chipmunk songs that were on this CD, because they had the original Christmas song and the original Witch Doctor, and then they had the updated versions that were made for the movie. I used to listen to all of those all the time growing up. They were a lot of fun to listen to. And the CGI holds up really well. I think the Chipmunks still look really good. The only thing is their eyes. There's just something really creepy about their eyes. They have that uncanny valley feel. But besides that, I think they hold up pretty well and everything. There's also this subplot with a woman, I think her name's Claire, who's ex-girlfriend of Dave and stuff. Her story arc doesn't really go anywhere, and she's never seen again in the franchise, so I thought she was kind of a pointless character. But besides that, yeah, so all in all, I think that Alvin and the Chipmunks is a decent movie. It's a fun movie. If you have kids and stuff, I'm sure they would enjoy it, and everything. And I did grow up with Alvin and the Chipmunks too. I think that's another reason I like this movie so much. I did used to watch the animated movies and stuff as a kid, The Great Chipmunk Adventure, and there was two different animated ones, one where they met Frankenstein and one where they met the Wolfman, and I used to love those movies too. So when this movie came out, I was kind of excited for it and everything, but I didn't know what to expect. But I ended up really enjoying it, and I've said before, I kind of enjoy these movies that are based on cartoons and stuff, like Scooby-Doo and Yogi Bear and the Flintstones. I enjoy most of these type of movies, so I found a lot of fun with Alvin and the Chipmunks and everything. It's definitely not a super great movie. It's really predictable, and could have been a little bit better, but for what it is, I think it's a fun movie and everything. So I'd say I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It's not like anything super great, but it's fun, and I don't mind watching it every once in a while. But yeah, so anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Alvin and the Chipmunks, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.